Good evening, team, on this nice, bright, sunny day. Hope you're all well. And we are racing through to the last week of the month, which is kind of scary, really, thinking it's nearly July. So we are officially now in summer, as the summer solstice is today. But yeah, it's Nigel was up at what 4:20 up on the
No, 10 to 4.
10 to 4. He was up this
I, I
morning because
went
he
I
went
went
up
out
and
I went out and watched the dawn.
he watched the dawn, watched the sun breaking. Yeah, sun dawn. Yeah, I can't think what it's called.
The
Sunrise.
piper at the gates of dawn.
Yeah, sunrise. But yeah, so we went for a nice long walk, and yeah, it's very pretty out here. Right, so really wanted to share with you about the fact that we possibly need to be a little bit more organized in how we arrange things and how we do things. And Nigel's been dragging me kicking and screaming because at the moment I have been working from my diary, my calendar on my computer, which is my Google Calendar, but also I've been connecting with a lot of people on LinkedIn, and it's actually become quite a challenge to actually then go back through my big calendar. So I've got a 2 day. Oh, hang on, Dermot Bailey. Oh, he's back online
I've
now.
let him in.
Oh, thank you. So it's a bit of a challenge to get my 2 page to the day diary kind of up because you have to constantly flick backwards and forwards. So Nigel's been saying to me, you need a CRM, you need a CRM. And he's quite right, I do need a CRM. So what he has had a look, he was looking for something that was very simple and easy to use because I hate CRMs normally, but anyway, I'm actually okay with this one, which is quite good. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what I have been kind of doing and how I've been doing it. So, and in fact, I'm adding in things as we speak now. So this is obviously I've got my notebook.
Hang on, you need to tell everybody what this
Oh,
program
sorry,
is.
this is OneNote, which is
OneNote.
part of Microsoft. So I guess if you've got Mac, then it's not, you can't do it, can you? Or
No, well you can. There is a version of it, but for Mac users, they have a product called Evernote, which is very, very similar.
oh, okay.
And although I have never used it, I'm absolutely certain, because
It's
they
very similar.
perform the same functions, that you would be able to adapt it in the same way you are to a very we have to make it into a very simple CRM system that pretty much anybody can use. So back
Okay.
to you.
Right. So what you do is you insert or you add a page so that you've got, so I've got a page here, so I'm registering and I'm just building this up now. So I haven't put all my files in here at the moment, but those are being added as we say, as we speak. So here's the first one I've done, how to register a new customer, new partner, and going through the steps. So what I can do is I can actually send that whole system to someone when they first join, because that's one of the things that we need to be able to teach. So
Sue, can I, sorry to butt in. Can I just clarify something for those who aren't familiar with this? You have more than one notebook. This is your basic notebook with all your information about partners, how to register customers, shared cart links, etc., as you see at the tabs at the top. The CRM that you're talking about is a separate notebook, which
yeah,
you reach from
I
the
haven't
top
gone,
left.
I haven't
No,
got,
I know, but you haven't. This is describing principles. Because no, those who haven't actually used OneNote in any way wouldn't understand what you're driving at until you tell them that there are two different things going on here.
okay, all right. So I've got a notebook which actually has all my files in. So all the things like the templates that Dave has been putting up and which are really good about, how to connect with people, how to email them the correct links and things to have a look at once they've actually, what do you send someone? So all those things can be put in here. And so it means it's in one place for you rather than having to hunt round and try and find it and not know where it is. And it's I'm good at finding what, where it is. That's not too much of a drama for me. But if for others who aren't as organised or as used to working on computer, then this is key to them being able to access it very simply. So you can put in all the different links that you need. So the shared cart, everything. I haven't even put my shared cart link in there yet, but that I'll show you how you do that. Bear with me. So the shared cart links. So I can actually go into, bear with me a second. So I typed up myself, it'll be in Word. Hang on a minute. There's a bit of Croatian then.
I say your Croatian's got better.
I know, it's bloody amazing, my Croatian. So, hang on a minute, just, oh, for goodness sake, I want to open, right, I want to open the shared cart here. So these are the shared cart links. You know, the new shared cart links that people have. I can copy that, all that, and that's the links to my carts. So I've created a new cart for thing, and I've actually done it for a few other people as well. So I can, I can do the same, but it's quite simple to change it. So I'm going to do that, and then I go back to my OneNote, and I'm actually now going to put in here the shared cart links. So all the shared cart links are there.
Yep.
So I know it looks a lot there, but it's it works. So it means that if you've got the health, you can put a space in between each one or whatever. Probably might be sensible, so you can see them more easily. And then all you do is you would pick up that, if they want the health protocol, you can send them that link, or not that my link, but your link, and you can then immediately be able to share that, and it takes them directly to the link. So they've just got to register as a customer, and you don't have to worry too much about them getting it wrong or incorrect and things like that. So it's a very simple solution to be able to do that. So, and all you do then, so that's the shared cart link. If you close it, it automatically starts a new one for you as well, which I don't need at the moment. But let's go back. So registering a new partner, as I said, that's there. So I can just copy that, select all and copy it into a text or into a file that they can actually then watch themselves or look themselves. So if I then go to the CRM, so I then created a CRM. Sorry, there's a little wasp hoverfly jumping around. If I go to the CRM, so this is one that I've just added just this minute. I've just received an email from her saying, yes, nice to connect, etc. So I haven't written any notes about that at the moment. But where I've done, so these are my, so let me just close that one. Let me go to the pipeline. Hang on a minute and add a page. Don't need to add a page, but that would then automatically, so you put the person's name in, their contact details. And so what I've done here, let me just pick one here. So this lady here, so that's all her details. Sent a message to her to see if we're able to set up a call, and she's actually said yes, she'd like to. And so now that was on the 19th and the 21st. So all I need to do then is put in 21st June. So you're constantly updating. Given, oh, can you let them in, Nigel?
Yeah, one will be Stefan.
Yeah, it is. I've given options for meeting. And waiting for her to confirm. So all those things have been done. So it means you know exactly where you are, and you're able then to just follow up with those things, and you can move them. So if, for instance, Angela had said, well, I can't do a call until July, so you can actually just pick that name up and move it to July. So literally hold it down and move it to July. So I've got some already in the pipe for July. And so at the moment they're all in June, because these are, I've only just put them all together. If you get people who are inactive or not interested, then you can actually, I haven't put anyone in the inactive yet. If they're inactive, they want to touch base in 6 months' time, then I would put them there. I've also got an archive lot, and you know, for instance, this chap here, John, who's a doctor, not interested in this direction for his business. That's fine. Invited them to, so all the details of what I'd invited him to, sent a message, and he's now looked at the links. Not sure whether he must have looked at the links actually, if he's not interested in the direction for his business. So that's fine. So I can dump that in the archive and not worry about it, rather than constantly having it in the system that kind of gives you false hope that you've got loads of people in the pipeline. So it's going back to the pipeline. So here's Angela, she's fine, I'm waiting for her to confirm. And then all of the ones that I've connected with over the last few days are all in here. And then I've still got to go through all my Zoom call meetings from my calendar that I can then go back into, and then actually kind of diarize those and actually go back to them and say, right, we did a Zoom on such and such a date, put the details in, and then catch up with them again. So it's a really useful thing. You can do a spreadsheet as well if you want. You can insert other pages. You've got the date and time, all sorts of things. So you just have a good play with it, really. And I'm still learning, so I can't really tell you more than I've actually been doing myself. But it's, I think it's really simple and very easy. And I can literally pull up someone. So here's one here. No further contact. I've had no further contact for him, but I've connected again with him the other day and said in June, I should have put June in there, sorry, to set up a Zoom meeting. So we'll see. If it doesn't come back after a couple of more times, then I'll put him in either in the inactive or in the archive. Hopefully that has given you some sort of idea about what we can do with it. So it's but yeah, it's a really powerful tool in my view, really powerful tool. So it's nice to have it all in one place as well. Nigel, perhaps I'll pass over to you.
The whole purpose of this is making the fortune out of the follow-up, because as we all know, the lifeblood of our entire business is in the invite process. If you're not inviting, presenting, and following up, then you're not really working as in Xeno business. And the more sporadic you are at that process, those three things, the slower your business will develop. That leads to frustration, and in many cases, people just stop essentially. So this is integrating it in a way which is easy, it's simple, it's not a full-blown CRM that integrates with email and all that sort of stuff. Most people don't want to go down that road, because this is, as most MLM businesses, when the people starting them are part-time, and that's all too complicated, and it doesn't become a behavior. And that this is a really key point, because the daily method of operation that you adopt will determine the success of your overall activity. And this is a simple way for anyone to embrace the idea of keeping a good record, following up at the appropriate times. Whether they do or not, that's up to them, and it's a choice people make as to whether they follow up or not. But here's something we do know. All the research says that it takes between 5 and 7 exposures of something for them to actually buy or make a genuine decision. That could be a yes, a no, or a not now, or a never. But never doesn't really mean that. It just means not now. So it gives you certainty about what you've got in your pipeline, B, what you have to do in terms of activity, and in a kind of way, as a corollary to that, it's knowing the amount of work you've got to do within your pipeline, because knowing that tells you, you can predict what sort of returns you're likely to get. And if there isn't enough in there, there's the emphasis on what you have to do next. So that very simple use of OneNote gives you a pretty strong indicator of where your business is going to be in 90 days. Because what you do today will impact on your income in 90 days. That's always been true. It's almost immutable. So if you've only got 1 or 2 people in your pipe right now, your 90-day income is not likely to be any bigger than it is at the moment. If you've got 300 in there, guess what happens? It's a very different picture in 90 days' time. So it gives you the measure against which you can begin to judge the place you'll be in 90 days' time. And that's the reason to encapsulate it in one place. It's not a full-blown CRM. It's not complicated. It's a very easy behavior to adopt. And it follows this principle of follow-up, which is so important. And on that note, some of you are probably wondering why Stefan's in the picture, because although he is a partner, he and I have been business partners for a very long time. We've been developing an app, which Ruth, I know you know about, and have equally suffered from the frustrations of its that I have in terms of what's unfortunately happened, which was some technical issues we struggled to resolve. Having said that, the only reason Stefan's here now is because we have resolved them. And I brought him back because I want him to help all of us with this follow-up process, because, and I repeat, the fortune is in the follow-up. Because we leave this, what tends to happen is we leave a trail of unrecognized potential behind us because we don't follow up enough. And Sue's grinning away there because she knows I'm pointing a finger at her. As much as all of us, actually. You know, we're all very guilty of this, and there's no question that those of us who follow up enough get most of the business.
And more annoyingly is that someone else in Dave's team sponsored one of the people who I was actually in conversation with. And it's happened to 2 people on LinkedIn, which is really frustrating because I've actually done all that, follow up, get all the information from them, etc. So it for them, very frustrating. But
so here's an object lesson. It's going to happen to all of you if you don't follow the discipline of following up. So 5 to 7 times, and guess what happens to people who follow up the most? They get the most business. It's as simple as that. 80% of the business is done by 20% of the people because they follow up enough. And in fact, Hilda did a session on one of the director calls not very long ago where she was talking about the ratios of follow-up, and I haven't got it to hand, otherwise I'd tell you what they are. But about 14% of people ever go beyond 1 follow-up, something like that. It's very small. So if you engage in that discipline, then it's going to make a massive difference to your business. So be disciplined about keeping the records of the people you've connected with and follow them up intermittently. I'll give you 1 example, 2 examples actually. One is Marco's sponsoring of Dave took him 3 years and he followed up every 6 months religiously. Because David said, no. And 3 years down the line, he went, yes, and took us with him. I'll give you one other example, and that is that we, in our past life, the very first person I pitched on when we joined that business turned around to me vehemently, said, no, I'm out of networking. I'm never going to do it again. I feel like, got really angry about it. I bumped into him at the bank. I was paying in a huge bonus check. And he swept into our drive that afternoon and said, I've got to know what you're doing. So follow up. Right. On that note, Stefan, sorry, we're about 10 minutes late from when I promised that you'd be on.
And the details, by the way, so we'll go through those afterwards.
Yeah. So Stefan's going to share the concept of what we've got with you, the details of which will follow at some point tomorrow, because we're putting a specific campaign together now or overnight and tomorrow morning in order to share with you all. But Stefan's going to illustrate the principles of what we've got with this product that we're talking about. And it's going to be a big help for all of you, particularly in front of people. Now, as the world's woken up from COVID, which it's done, it's back to meeting people and energy exchange, which is so important. This product's going to help you to begin the process of communication in a way which helps you to follow up. Stefan, over to you.
Thank you. Well, welcome everybody, first of all, and I'm feeling like coming home here. I know Dermot for nearly 20 years.
Hi, Stefan.
Hey, long time no see. Obviously Ruth, and I have at least heard some other names. If I don't say I know you guys, and sorry, but these two I know, and especially Dermot I know for ages now. He was still living in Germany at that time. Really long ago. Okay, Sue, am I a co-host? Can I share my screen? Okay, I'm okay. Yeah, I saw you saying that. Oh, all good. Let me go here and share that screen. You should see, Nigel, can you confirm if you see a messenger now?
Yes.
Good. So the principle is very, very easy. Let me quickly explain what this does. So this is the so-called back office, and Messenger also comes with a mobile app. So it's a two-step process in the beginning, but afterwards it's mainly the mobile app that you're going to be using. And sorry if I'm looking not at you anymore, but my screen is slightly to the left. So I'm talking to you guys, but I can't do both at the same time. Messenger allows you to put together some beautiful looking emails and have them ready and available anytime you need them on your phone. Now, you don't need to create emails because we're going to do that. That's exactly what Nigel and Sue talked about. We're going to put that together for you, fully designed, fully set up. And the only thing will be, you will have to put in your partner ID, using Zeno partner ID in one place. We're going to show you exactly how that works. And then in all messages, all links in all messages will be personalized to your shop, to your sign up link. Everything will be prepared. So whoever reads that email sent from you personally will get redirected to your personal page, to your shop, to your sign up link. So that's a very big advantage. Obviously, you can just use it straight away. Now, obviously, Sue and Nigel have been talking about follow-ups, and I couldn't agree more that follow-ups are just a very important key behavior in this. But you don't always have to follow up yourself. Sometimes it's just the consistency of getting messages, just receiving another message on a similar topic, seeing the same layout again, seeing the same sender again, stuff like that. And then you follow up maybe after 2 or 3 messages are sent. Now, Messenger can do that for you. So you could, for example, go out and send the first email that we see here, and I'm going to show you in a moment how that works. Let's have a look into that email first so that you can see how that looks like. Ruth has seen them all already. As images in there, it comes exactly to you or to the receiver as it is here, to the person you've spoken to, in the design with your email address, with your contact data. Everything will be set up to you, and it's a personal approach. So if I write an email to Dermot or send an email to Dermot, then it would say, welcome to the Zeno world, Dermot. If I send it to Ruth, it will be obviously Ruth at the top of the message. Now, these messages can be edited. There's an editor behind that, so we can go in here and change everything. You can rewrite it, you can do whatever you want with it, but we're going to give you a full set of messages that you don't have to change, so you can start straight away. Now, let me get back into the messages, and I quickly need to scroll a bit here before I'm back at my Zeno stuff. There we are. So let's say we're sending out the first email, general one, a generic one on the health protocol. So that would be going out now. Now, what do I do next? Do I call them or do I send another email? So the idea would be I could go and send that person maybe a specific email on the balance oil, just on the balance oil. So first is health protocol and then another one purely on the balance oil. So what I do is I take this message and pull it into the first one here. And now I get a calendar up, a schedule up, and I will be able to send it, or the system will be sent it automatically. I don't want to send it the next day, but let's say after 3 days, maybe, I send out the second email, or the system sends out the second email. I don't have to do anything. That will be done automatically. Once I send this, right now, 6:30, 5:30, what is it for you, 5:30, in the afternoon for you guys. If you would send it now, then the system would send the next one in 3 days. So that would be Thursday, it's Wednesday, yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. On Saturday, 12 o'clock, because it was set to 12 o'clock, it would send out the second email. Obviously not on that night time, but we go to you guys. So here we go. 12 o'clock, Greenwich time, this second email will go out on Saturday. Now, let's send another one, maybe on the other test here. We can pull a second email in, and that would go out, let's say 2 days after the previous one. So 2 days after the balance all one, this one would go out. And this way, we're going to build you a whole setup, a whole set of emails that follow the first one. So there will be an automated follow-up. That doesn't mean you don't have to call them anymore. It doesn't happen automatically. Emails go out automatically, but you have to go afterwards after the people and need to call them, obviously, and talk to them and make sure that they don't go anywhere else. Like Sue had the lovely experience with the guys on LinkedIn. Sorry for putting the finger into the wound, but I had to. But that's that.
Thanks, my friend.
Yeah, that we can't take that away from you, that you would do a call afterwards. But with this one, you had one personal interaction. You have spoken to them, you've met them, or you have been with them on the phone. And then 3 days later, you have a second approach and a third approach already. So maybe the fourth one is another call, and you send some other information out and get them involved afterwards. Now, the question I usually get, well, how do I do that? How do I send the first email, for example? And I can show that to you here from the web browser with this, from the back office. It works from here and from the mobile app. It looks exactly the same on the mobile app. You can choose the campaign, and this case is in Zeno. I'm sorry, can't get it. I think I can't get it. I can get it bigger, better. People were moving towards the screen, so I thought probably not because of me. No, so all you have to do is put in an email address, nbooth@gmail, and then put his first name in and the last name, a telephone number, 134. And in this case, I only have to choose the first one on the health protocol, maybe something about the children as well. But the first one is the important one. That has the 2 follow-up messages in there. I don't see anything of that right now. That I just know that after 3 days and then after 2 days again, the second and the third email will go out, and he will get this information and will have contact from me automatically. And everywhere where I send an email, there is always my link in there. So he could order from the shop, or he could sign up, or he could give me a call. Every email has my telephone number in there, but I don't have to do anything. It's happening automatically. All I have to do then, once I've chosen what I want to send to him, let's take the first one, I hit send, and in a few seconds now, Nigel should receive the email. And then on Saturday, he will get another one, and another one on 2 days later on Monday. So that's in general the principle how Messenger works. Now, if you have somebody in the downline and you want to pass it on to someone, then all you need to do is copy this link down here, just hit copy the link. And now you can put it into WhatsApp or into whatever. And then that person who receives the link gets the entire campaign as well, including all messages and the entire setup of the follow-up. So if Nigel likes it and then talks to Ruth, he shares the link with her, and she hits the link and has all the setup, the entire setup in there as well. And she can do the same with everybody in her downline. So everybody will be instantly equipped with the right messages.
Stefan, would it be possible to copy that link into the Flawless Diamond group, which you're a part of anyway? So then people can actually just go click that link and have a look at it.
We can do that, yes.
Thank you.
Once we have set that up, we will put it in there, no problem.
Okay.
Do you want me to share the one I received, just so everybody can see that it actually got here?
Sure, you can.
Yeah. Hang on a second. You stop sharing. Let me share my screen. Hang on. Bear with me a moment. There you go. Here it is. This is the email that came in.
We can't see anything yet.
Oh, can you see now?
Now it's
All right, here we go. Okay, you got me now. Right, bear with me a second. So here's the email. Dear Nigel, welcome to the Zeno world, Nigel. Here's the test-based nutrition stuff, balanced soil starting point, the links. These are links, so it'll take me to wherever those navigate to. Obviously, in this instance, with Xenobiotic. Health protocol.
I think only Sue signed up, so you could sign up under me.
Could be. And of course, the button here would take me to buy the health protocol instantaneneously.
You get a free license if you do.
Yeah, and so on. So there we are. It works, and that will drive activity because people are receiving the information. Right. Stop sharing. Go back to you, Stefan. Thank you.
Yeah, there are actually two main factors that we can improve with using Messenger. First thing is you have the information about the products always with you, always in an appropriate format. You don't have to worry about copy and paste or anything. All you need to do is talk to someone, get the email address, get the name, put it in, hit the send button, and that's it. You know it's going out in a proper quality. It has all the right links in there. It's very easy, very quick. And that's all. So it takes the insecurity from, oh, I don't know what to talk about. You don't have to talk about many details of the product or business opportunity. You can just go and send the message. That's the first one. And then the second part is obviously what Nigel just mentioned. The follow-ups will go out automatically. So you don't have to remember the exact dates and times, and you don't do it today, then I do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow you forget it. Don't worry about that. It's all automated. So the messages will go out and you will have 3, 4, 5 contacts with that person. So the person feels like you have sent something without you having to worry about it. So that's a massive part where you can concentrate on recruiting, on going out and talking to people and just get them into your list rather than concentrating on the full follow-up that you always have to have in mind, otherwise by yourself. Yeah,
you're not limited to the number of follow-ups you can engineer in the sequence. So you could become a real pain in the arse, and there's nothing like that to get responses, because what's the saying? There's no such thing as bad publicity. And on that note, if people do want to unsubscribe, there is a link that's built into every communication that allows them to do that. So we are compliant with GDPR rules, and you are in turn compliant with those based on the communication process. So if we're telling the right story here, it becomes extremely compelling for people, because the reasons why people join Zeno is because it makes a difference, or they perceive the potential for it to make a difference. And that's the unique thing about what we do, is it does make a difference. And we just you get that shift in thinking by spaced repetition. That's the whole essence of advertising. The rules are very simple. It takes 7 exposures for people to start taking notice of something. And that goes back to the internal filter that we all have in terms of, is that important to me? No, it's not. It's one of the reasons why the ad industry makes such use of humor, because it's not the message about the car or the product that they're really delivering at that moment. They're grabbing your attention with the humor, which then makes you pay attention to what's being said. So the story is more important in many ways than the content of it. And that's the essence of the delivery we're trying to get through here, is we're looking to hook people to pay attention. And by doing that, you can do so really in a number of different ways. One is information. Shockingly, you look at any YouTube, and the things that scan through on YouTube, the headlines on there are always designed to click you in. It's something shocking, insane this or that, or something that's overemphasizing something about what they're trying to get you to look at. Now, I'm not suggesting we take that approach. What I am suggesting is that this repetition that we adopt here through this program helps us to stay in front of people in a way which gives us a chance to communicate more effectively.
Yeah.
Nothing
Cool.
to add.
It is really useful as well. So I've used this for a number of years now in its basic form. So it's kind of increased in its functionality, which has been good. But I've used it in its basic form, and it's been absolutely worthwhile, because when you're meeting people outside, and you don't have a business card with you if you carry business cards anymore, and I do carry business cards, but it's but you've always got your phone with you. You've always got your phone with you, and so the fact that you've always got your phone means that it makes it so simple. So you just go to the app and just say, let me send you, this isn't the right place to have a chat about business, but let me, oh, it was just flown in my face, excuse me. Kind of, this isn't the right place to be talking about business, maybe you're at a party or at an event, but I'd love to send you some information that, so you can have a look. Would that be okay to do? Just need your email address and your telephone number. And what's your name, by the way? Really simple to do. Really, really simple. And it means that you get the best information to that person, hopefully before anyone else does. And again, linking them into things. It works very well indeed.
So shall we open the room up just for questions, Sue?
Yeah, by all means.
So that while we've got Stefan, anybody got a question about what it does and how to use it? Yeah, Kelly waving at us.
So, oops, sorry, hang on. I think I've just dialed somebody by mistake. So how many, your campaigns is your one campaign is a chain of emails to somebody. That's what you're right. Okay. How many campaigns can you have?
As many as you want.
Okay. So yeah, that's
and
fine.
It's independent of, to make that very clear, I know we are here in a certain group of a certain network. You can have that on any topic. So it doesn't have to be necessarily a different network. It could be the wooden house that you're renting out to spend the holidays in there or something like that. So whatever it is.
It happens to have.
That's not actually.
Well, that was just a guess. Now, let them not speculate about anything. We don't know each other.
You're psychic.
Oh.
that wasn't actually my reason for asking, but that's really cool to know. It was more if you are, so when we're creating a link to buy the protocol now, for instance, obviously that's, if I put my main one, that's going to be to Ireland, but you can obviously make different campaigns for different countries.
On any topic that you like, on any topic that you want, in any language that you want. I actually have this in Xeno 1 in Greek on my system. Stuff like that. I mean, it's totally flexible, completely company or purpose independent. The only thing that's always happening is you send out emails on the spot, wherever you are.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That's great. Thank you.
Yes, damn it.
Then after sending out the text, one needs to follow up with a message to them. Does that fit into this setup?
What do you mean, Dermot? When you say text,
you phone them and talk to them.
Yeah, you can do that. You can add the name and the email manually, and fit them into a campaign based on the conversation you've had.
Yeah.
So yes is the answer.
Great. Yeah.
Anything else anyone wants got?
Right. So
will you be doing a little bit on this in Birmingham?
Not as an open forum thing. No, we can talk about it, but it won't be. I'm not delivering it to everyone, as far as I know yet.
So when can I have it?
Now, well, yeah. Tomorrow actually, because we haven't quite got the campaign ready because we had some issues over some of it. So, but we will have by the end of play tomorrow. So we'll share all that on the Flawless Diamond group tomorrow.
Wonderful, thank you. Brilliant.
And also prices. Can you run through the price structure?
Yeah. Sure. Let me share my screen quickly again, and then I go there. Where's my? So pricing is pretty simple. we offer either yearly licenses, which is for 12 months, not per month. It's for 12 months, 79, 179, or 279. The difference is the number of campaigns, and that is kind of going back to what Kelly said. If you have 5 Zinzino campaigns or 4 Zinzino campaigns and then 1 for the wooden houses, then you would need at least the advanced version for being able to handle 5 campaigns. And that's the number of emails, active emails per campaign. Now, you can have as many emails as you want. Active and sendable in that at that moment of time is only a certain number, only those that you have active, except for you going for the premium one, then you're not limited at all. And if you are not sure yet, then you could go for a starter version. That's 90 days pricing, so $29, $59, or $89. Clearly, if you calculate that for the entire year, you're getting way more expensive than going for a yearly license. But we will send the link anyway, so you can look it up on the website. Kelly.
Okay, so you go for one of the packages, and say there's 2 people in the business. So how many devices, I suppose, can log into one package?
1 at a time. So you need your license, your device is linked to your license, or you use that with your account. Somebody else could use it, but then you can't be logged in. So either you're logged in or the second phone.
Okay, so say Nigel and Sue are running one business.
2 licenses.
2 licenses, right? Okay, but okay, so can you look at what the other person is doing on, like, for instance, if they're working the same clientele? So if I jump to the other business I'm doing, for instance, the renting the log cabin on Airbnb with my daughter, it's a joint business. So how does she know what I've sent if I'm in a different?
Well, then you either share her account as well, but you can't look directly into her account. It's really on a personalized level.
So you could, but you can't look at it. So is my understanding right, is you could have one account, but you can't both use it at the same time, but you could, both of you, your phones could log in as long as they log out and in.
Yes, you can use it both at the same time if one person's on the web and one on the phone, but only one phone at a time can be logged in.
And only one computer at a time can be logged in.
No, that's limited.
Multiple computers, one phone.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, perfect. That's perfect.
Yes, that does work. It does in a sense like that, in a situation like that, it does make sense usually for network marketers. It doesn't really make that much sense to share the account.
Yes.
It's not really.
No, one phone is fine. Multiple computers, because then people, computers and tablets, if there's multiple of that, they can all see what's happening.
Yeah, just the app can only log in once.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
No.
No.
No, apart from if you want to do it, Nigel would like to do an idiot's guide.
Well, I'm putting together video tutorials and stuff like that at the moment. We've been fixing all the challenges in the background, so now it's getting to tutorials and FAQs and all that kind of stuff. It will get easier to use as well. Once you have the campaign, it is getting really, really simple. If you want to set everything up yourself, that's a little bit more
challenging.
Well, yeah, depending on how often you have done something like that, right?
Yeah.
I put an email together pretty quickly. Nigel needs a little bit longer for that. But I've done hundreds in the meantime. So it's not really difficult. It's just, a little bit more of a challenge than just using it to really send out the messages. And in the end, that's together with the follow-up, that's the key factor. It's a numbers game. The more people you put in, the more people you talk to, and just send out the initial emails and just send out the initial information, the more people you have to follow up, have there to follow up. And that also means more people will stay in there, buy the products and join the business. I've seen it over the last 20 years that I've been a consultant to the industry. I've seen it so many times. It's a numbers game and nothing else. It's a numbers game. Yep. Kelly?
Okay, so this is for, well, Sue and Nigel, how many campaigns have you seen while you've been trialing that you've been using on average?
Well, so I've done more of these because Nigel's not actively going out and doing that, but he's got some on his phone. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've got 5 or 6. And then there's obviously we hadn't had the follow-ups because there was a problem, so I can now lodge those follow-ups underneath the initial contact. So and I've got different ones for different so for osteopaths, so I've got an osteopath one or a chiropractor one, which specifically kind of connects with what they need personally. Because that might not be the same as someone who's a homeopath, for instance. I mean, it's everyone's so different. Or and I'm wanting to do one for elite sports people as well, because those I think hold a huge, and we've got the informed sport now, so that is able then to be able to, you know, kind of given more credibility to the product, etc. So if you've got all those things that you can actually say, you know, we've got all this, so you know, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about that product being good enough to use as a professional sports person. So I think, you know, kind of over the next few days, and probably over the weekend, I'll put some together that will specifically talk to sports people, because I'm kind of now I've been kind of looking for sports people and getting connected with a lot on LinkedIn, and it's quite obvious that most of them don't really know what they need. Well, I'm very fit, yeah, but we know you're out of balance, you know. But it's understanding and putting it in basic language so that they understand it, because lots of them aren't particularly bright. They might be very talented, but they're not particularly bright when it comes to, I mean, how can I say that without being horrible? But it's so it's, I mean, I've spoken to a few and I've kind of gone, oh my word, what was that all about? And what I do that, and I said, so what's your diet like? You know, oh, I have McDonald's most nights, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So you know, you just have to explain it in the right way that's actually going to appeal to that specific person. And then the person who's more academic, if you like, and more knowledgeable, then I'd go a completely different approach. So you can, but I mean, that's down to that person. But for the person who hasn't got the wherewithal to do that, or the knowledge to do it, then these campaigns that we will share with you are perfect, because it means that we've done them. You know, hopefully we're articulate enough to actually put a good letter together. I know the grammar police, Ruth, will will be there on my back if I get a spelling wrong. But you know, for someone who is articulate, I think it's nice to be able to kind of just be able to share that and not have to worry about whether you've done it incorrectly or whatever. But
so for the Xena partners, then what you're really saying is the minimum is you're looking at the advanced one, because it's got 5 campaigns.
Yeah.
That's the one you want, that you think people would benefit from most.
Yeah.
But
that's really depending on what you're doing and how you're using it, right? But in various cases, and I have worked with people here in Germany, we did exactly what Sue just described, having different campaigns tailored, where we tailored the wording for that particular target group. Good to do. I mean, it could be a doctor, it could be a sportsman, it could be a hairdresser or whatever. I don't care really. I mean, just, you know, then what group you have to focus on. And that also helps the downline people, because they know I have now a campaign for a specific purpose. So now I go after those people. Maybe I am in that circle, or maybe I change it slightly and address a different one. But if you don't know how to talk to a doctor, or if you're afraid of using the right words when you're talking to that person, well, then this might help, because you're just sending out the information that is using the right words for that target group. And that's a big thing in getting over that point, getting over your own shyness and stepping forward and sending that message out. And that's literally, in the end, being the one who's sending the email out at the right point in time. That's the key to get that person signed up. Otherwise, somebody else might come get them on LinkedIn or somewhere. I mean, I'm not saying that happens, but sometimes.
And I assume that you can upgrade at any time.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Stefan,
Yes,
will you have that in German also?
yes.
Great. That's
So
wonderful.
the software is right now in German and in English, as well as in Spanish and Portuguese.
Oh, and Spanish.
The messages are in the language that you set them up. So the messages that you're going to get tomorrow, the follow-up, and then the initial messages will be in English. I can translate them into German to provide them to the group. Spanish, my Spanish is not fluent enough to, not existent, okay. My
like that.
Portuguese, same with my Portuguese, that doesn't exist at all. But it can be, as I said, in any language that you would like to have. So we can have it, as I said, in Greek, for example. I somewhere have the campaign. I don't know if I find it that quickly. That looks obviously, here it is. That's on a Zinzino campaign in Greek, and you will know the email because we just had it on the screen before. That's exactly
we just opened. We've just opened in Greece.
I know, and it reads actually pretty well. I have had somebody checking that, so that is exactly the email that you have, Nigel. Just
excellent.
So you can do that in any language, actually. The software will for now remain in German, English, Spanish, and Portuguese, maybe in French in the near future, but for now, that are the 4 or 5 languages. For the software, the content is something completely different. You're completely free to do that in the language that you want.
And all the images are in your back office, so you are able to, you could change those images if you felt so inclined, but there's no necessity to really. And so those images are from the back office, they're up to date, so they look professional as well. And I think that's the nicest thing about it. It looks so professional. It looks incredibly professional when that comes in on your phone and you can see that. It's really cool. Looks very good.
I have another question, sorry. So if I buy the app, I'm obviously buying it in the English language. All my information is going to be the English ones. It's not, they don't cross over as in the German and things.
You can switch the software at any time. The messages are set up in the way that you set them up. So if I decide now to take this message here, and now I put English in on jetzt Deutsch, well then that's English and German.
Yeah.
But it's not happening automatically.
It's all Greek to me.
I like that.
Especially in Greek.
What you're saying is if I buy the app, and obviously I buy it from Ireland, so it's in the English version, I can write in a different language, but all the templates only come in the language
No, you can have the templates. The templates are always in any language independent. The software is available in Germany. I can switch it to German now. I just thought in this round it might be more wise to have it in English.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
But you can use it in English, German, Spanish, Portuguese.
Thank
The
you.
languages, as you can see, since that is Greek, the languages of the content are completely independent of the languages of the app.
It's 19 hours.
Thanks for that, Dermot.
Thank you, Dermot, for that advice.
I love it. Yeah, so it's a very powerful tool. If it's and the thing is that the more you use it, the easier it will become.
Mhm.
And it's great for networking. When you're out on the street or whatever, not that I go walking around the streets too much, but if you're out prospecting specifically, this is a fantastic tool to be able to have.
And if you're not out prospecting, you have everything always with you. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to.
Got your phone?
Yes, you easier forget your keys on the table rather than your phone these days. So you will have a phone most likely with you, and it doesn't matter where you are. You have all the information on all the things that you want to talk about always at hand, always in a professional format. Always.
If you have a laptop with WhatsApp on it, you can use that instead of your phone.
Well, this is not a WhatsApp thing, but it's a real phone app. So it's really an Android or iOS app. So it's independent of WhatsApp or anything else. It's sending plain emails. So what Nigel showed you was just an email, nothing else, just professionally designed.
So it's basically then your phone or email.
It's on your phone. You
On your
on your phone or in the browser. You can use it in a browser as well. This is just the browser. And I could send this message from here as well.
Yeah.
So I've got Messenger on my phone here, and I've got my templates. So I've got those that you can't see. I've got my templates there.
Yeah.
Right. I only have the 4 original ones. Or
Yeah.
Nigel was restrictive with you, he told me.
Nigel did what? Sorry?
He restricted your access to the other ones. I was just kidding.
Ruth, that'll all be changed tomorrow. You can essentially delete the campaign you've already got. We'll share a new one with you tomorrow.
Okay.
That's one thing we haven't touched on, Stefan, is sharing.
Yeah.
Before we edit very briefly, before we leave the call, can we make the promise for Friday, not for tomorrow, please? Because I'm pretty booked tomorrow, but I will help you out, but I'm pretty booked already. Just
okay, so we'll send it out on Friday. Yeah.
So sharing is, as I said, as I explained very briefly, sharing is pretty simple. Let's go for the Greek one now this time. There is a sharing link, and I can take this link, and if I would put it now into the Zoom chat, everybody who would be clicking onto it would be getting to the Messenger website and could now put in their details to either register, or if you are registered already, you could log in. And then in the case of Ruth, for example, who has Messenger already, this set of messages would be instantly copied into her campaign. So she would have them by simply clicking onto that link. That would be all that she has to do. So sharing becomes much easier than it was before. It was quite an effort in the old days, so to say, last month. That changed over the last few weeks dramatically, and now it's just the link that you have to click, like any other link. Just click on it, and all the messages will be yours.
Oh.
So, any more questions before we let Stefan go? I interrupted him earlier because he wasn't originally planning to be on this call.
Not really.
He was going for a run, but stopped him doing that.
You can run off now.
Yeah. So any other questions before we let him go? Okay, so we'll put it into the Floorlights Diamond group on Friday.
Yeah.
Along with the link for
sharing. We will try tomorrow, but let's
Friday.
Well,
no, we won't overpromise. We'll otherwise we'll underdeliver. So we'll do it on Friday. That way everyone's got an expectation. So those of you who are minded to do this, remember, it is a numbers game. We always emphasize it. At the end of the day, the scale of your business is determined by the scale of your network. It is as simple as that. If you've got no one in your pipe, you need to fill your pipe.
Do you want to stop sharing, Stefan?
That means essentially connecting with more people.
Yeah.
And that's the fundamental element of everything we have to do, is connect with people, invite, present, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, etc.
And it's unlimited the number of people you can be following up at the same time.
Yes.
As long as you're unlimited if you've got the top one, which is 297.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stefan. I'll tell him.
No,
The old so-and-so's outside.
yeah. I just send my regards to Dennis.
To Dennis.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And the other we were talking about earlier, Stefan, you may leave the premises if you wish. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Great seeing you
tomorrow.
Stefan.
Yes. Bye, David. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
What Nigel was saying about Hilda doing a follow-up, the process about following up, and it was actually 44%
Thank you.
only follow up once, 44%, 22% follow-ups 2 times, 14% 3 times, 12% 4 times, and 8% 5 or more. But those 5 or more get the bulk of what's actually happening, because and I promise you, it's so frustrating. I mean, when you see people at a meeting, you think, what are you doing here? It's very frustrating. But
Yeah, we had one at Milton Keynes, didn't we?
well, yes, and that was that was a bit out of order, really, but never mind, we won't go there. But hey ho, it is what it is.
This makes it much simpler.
It does make it simple, but you've got to be, prepared to use it.
Yes,
and
I mean, to get it in a system will, for me, make a terrific difference.
Yeah,
because I get too many bits of paper otherwise.
Exactly.
That's what most people have, don't it?
Yeah, not knowing where. I know that.
And this is what I've been wanting for years.
Well, we've got it. We've got it, and it works well.
So watch this space. Friday morning, you'll get the link to the campaign that we're going to put together over the next 48 hours.
It could not.
Wonderful.
I have got.
Here we go.
50 plus follow-ups. And it has taken me all afternoon to put the list together, check through my LinkedIn messages to see what was the last thing that I'd said to them.
Yeah.
What? And then decide. And out of those, I've got 50, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 10, and it's taken me all afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I've been faffing around.
So it's kind of making the best use of your time. And and if you are working this part-time, which I know a lot of you are, it's kind of in addition to your job, then it's essential that you make use of the time properly. So if you've got 2 hours a day, instead of watching TV at night, if you've got 2 hours a day, then those 2 hours can be well spent by actually just like clicking through on your link and just sending out information that way. So it's a really powerful way.
It gives you leverage because a lot of it happens automatically. So you send, you connect with one person, you send them a basic information. You got a string of 7 or 8 or 10 or 20 follow-ups. They're going on anyway.
Yeah, I mean, with this, I've got thousands of names with telephones and emails, which I've.
Well, you have to cherry pick those and put them in manually.
I know.
We don't offer an upload version of that because that would breach GDPR rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They are known individuals to you, which is fine, and you are allowed to do it on a one-by-one basis. What you're not allowed to do is to spam people by building a database and then squirting it all out.
Yeah, well, no, I would check through that. I mean, some have died.
They're not going to complain then, are they?
No.
But those who haven't probably will.
Yeah.
But it's just going back in and following up.
And this system like that is what I've been missing all along.
Right. Well, we're solving that problem slowly but surely.
Dermot.
Hmm?
We should expect great things from you.
One
Yes,
right.
question,
So-
going back to OneNote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been on a particular YouTube tutorial for it? Where did you get your information?
Yes, but it's not difficult. So talk to me tomorrow. We'll sort it out.
It is difficult.
It's not difficult. Trust me.
Nigel,
It's not.
I didn't know what.
If you grab the link, the YouTube link that you or let me see if I can't remember what you sent it to.
I mean, I looked at various YouTube things yesterday, but they weren't giving me what I wanted.
What was that? Love and cuddles.
Yeah, I live with Dennis, remember?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
He's ignoring me at the moment.
Oh well, there we are.
I'm just trying to.
No, he's throwing a deaf one. You've not got. I know his hearing aids are on charge.
You can't hear a thing then. I love it. I love it. Listen, it's been over an hour, so
Yeah.
we've had a long call tonight. So thank you all for being here. I hope you found it of value. Remember that we've got the campaign, the customer campaign, still valid until the end of the month. So for every subscription, there will be an extra serum in there. So a serum, I'm not sure which size it will be. It will either be the 50 mil or the 30 mil. I'm not sure. I know that they're discontinuing one of them. So I guess when the stocks are empty, that will be it, all will go. But it means that if someone's got a protocol, they get 3 products. Happy days. That's 150 quid's worth of product. Really, really nice to be able to have that. And just keep pushing. Now, I don't know how everyone getting on this week or this month so far with their trying to get their 2 partners with Ultimates, because if that happens, that means that you would earn an extra, bless you, an extra 1,000 pay points. Tomas I know he's got 1 Ultimate partner in the bag already, so he's just got to find another one before the end of the month. And we're still in the same position, so we haven't even got ours yet. So we are working on that too. Hence the reason I'm working my butt off, trying to get everything sorted. So just keep pushing, because an extra 1,000 points, pay points, is worth a lot.
1,000 euros
1,000 euros. 1,000 euros.
in the pocket.
About 800, it would be about 850 pounds. So yes, it's definitely worthwhile. Right, I'm going to stop recording now, and